is Maria Langer, and I'm a mostly solo Great Loop cruiser, at least for another 2 weeks. I am currently leaving DeTour Village in Michigan, and I'm heading for St Ignace, which is also in Michigan, up on the peninsula. And I am going to spend 2 nights there and go by ferry to Mackinaw Island for the middle day. That's the current plan. I am getting over what turned out to be some kind of a sinus infection that affected my ears and my right side of my throat. I got some antibiotics on Hammond Island, where I was before this. Long story there, and I'm sure it'll appear in my blog. The medicine is helping. I'm not completely recovered, but I'm feeling a little bit better. Sleeping better too, which is really important. Right now I'm leaving the DeTour State Marina, which is in a nice cove, really well protected from Lake Huron, the North Passage, and I will be passing into, I think it's going to still be Lake Huron. The wind is coming from the north, which is good because I will be, I'll go down southbound here, so I'll have it at my back, and then eventually I will turn westbound, so I'll be close to the shore, so I shouldn't have too much wave action. I'm hoping. I'm looking out now as I get into this channel, and I'm seeing that it looks like there's a current going this way. This is all a lake, so the current is wind driven, which is not an uncommon thing. And there's some very small waves, nothing to worry about. I have the camera upstairs running, but probably won't run it for long because of battery issues with the darn camera. I am having all kinds of camera nightmares. I'm wearing my glasses because my contacts are bothering my eyes. I think it's got to do with the antibiotic and the brightness of the light, so I'm wearing my glasses. And I'm hoping to be recovered by tomorrow when I go into Mackinaw Island, because I'll be spending the whole day with my bike, really enjoying that crazy tourist trap of a place. So that's all I've got to say for now. Hopefully I'll be able to say something when I get into the marina, and hopefully I'll be able to provide some footage with this. Until then, take care. Bye now. Well, I'm already back. Why am I back? Because I've got something interesting to show you. I just turned out into the DeTour channel, which goes between the Peninsula and Hammond Island. Did I get that right? I think I did. And I passed the ferry terminals and all that. And then I noticed that there was an AIS target on my chart plotter. And I looked out, and it's a honking big cargo ship. And so what I do now with my AIS, so now I've got this cargo ship behind me, very easy for me to maneuver away from him because I'm so small and this area is so wide. But you definitely don't want to get in his way because he can't stop. So the first thing I would do is on my chart plotter, I would find the AIS target, which is this little triangle up here, and I tap that, and then it tells me that the name of the boat is Edwin H. Gott. Then I tap review, and it gives me a bunch of different things to review. The one I want to review is the AIS vessel, so I'll do that. Just close the window. And it's telling me it's the Edwin Gott and his call sign and all his numbers. He's a cargo ship, and how big he is, very big. And the thing that I'm really interested in is the range. He's a half a mile behind me, and his speed, which is 12 knots. Now, I'm not doing 12 knots right now, but I could be doing 12 knots. The next thing, if I go to the next page, this is page 1 of 2. If I click the next page icon, it tells me that at my current speed and his current speed, the time to his nearest approach will be about 5 minutes. So I've got 5 minutes to either get out of his way or speed up other stuff too, which I don't really need to go into here. So that's all information that's on my chart plotter because I have AIS information. Now, I can get closer to shore, which is what I'm going to do. I'm on heading hold right now. I was heading 195 degrees. I just increased that to 205 degrees, which is taking me to starboard. I'm going to do that again because I have plenty of room. You can see that I've got plenty of deep water. And I'll move over again. And I do want to pick up speed because I have a really long cruise today and I want to get there faster. So I will pick up some speed, but I don't think I'm going to get up to 12 knots. So let's just pick up some speed. We'll take it up to, I don't know, 2,400 RPM. All right, I got 2440 RPM. That's giving me about 9 knots. It looks like I'm heading straight towards land, and I kind of am, but I will turn the boat in a few minutes. I can zoom out a little bit so you can see my current trajectory, because I did turn off the camera upstairs because of those battery issues. So at this point, I've increased the time between us because I've sped up. I don't know if he sped up. He's coming out to big old Lake Huron in front of us, so I don't know how fast he can go, but those boats can move pretty quick. And you definitely don't want to be in their way because they have very little steering control. I mean, they have steering control, but they're big, and he's moving pretty fast, so even if he did a hard to port, it's going to take a while for that boat to actually make some motion. So my philosophy is just stay the heck out of the way of boats that are a lot bigger than you are. So he's catching up on me. He's definitely catching up on me. He's off to my side. I just looked out. I can correct my course a tiny bit. If I go back to his target and get more information, I can see that his bearing is 61 degrees magnetic. You can see it right there. It's varying. Of course, it's not perfect. He's 4/10 of a mile from me now. I sped up. He's, let's see, did he speed up to? Yeah, 12.5 knots. He's definitely going to pass me. But at this point, I feel confident that I'm out of his way. Whoops. And I'm not going to be a factor to him, and I'm just going to keep it that way, even though I'm going to start bringing my course a little bit back to port. I'm going to go back there and get a video of him at this angle so you can see what he looks like. I don't have any cameras pointing that way, so I have to manually do that. So give me a second, I'll be right back. Let's see. Whenever I leave the helm, I look outside, I make sure there's nothing in my way, there's no other traffic. The course that I'm going, I want to go a little bit more to port. I want to eventually, you see that green marker ahead of me, I want to go on the other side of that green marker. But I want to wait till he's beyond me first. He's pretty much abeam me right now. I can actually get him out the window here. I'm really pretty far away from him, so I'm going to come out a little bit more. Again, I want to be on the other side of that green marker. There's the green marker there. Yeah. You can probably just get close to the green marker on this side of it. Now that's a pretty big boat. He's pushing a lot of water, so eventually I'm going to get his wake. A little bit further out. I'm going to pass on this side of the green marker, which is the wrong side, but my chart is telling me I've got plenty of depth. You can zoom in a little bit, so you can see I've got plenty of depth in there. A lot of times these markers are designed for the big ships, like this guy. He needs more depth than I do. So when he gets out in front of me, although put some of that on, or he's going to. I have no idea. So there's the channel mark ahead of us. Of course, you can't see because the camera's off. Let's see if I can turn it on. See if there's enough juice in that battery. I thought it was charging overnight, but apparently not. Let's see. It says 26%, so let's give it a shot. Alright, so I'm going to just go out a tiny bit more. Pass close to that. Eventually, his wake will come my way. I see another ship way out there on my port side, but way out. And then this thing right here looks like a lighthouse. And I'll get a video of that as I pass it. So I'm going to be passing just to the inside of that green marker. Again, normally I'd be on the outside of it, but I've got plenty of water, and I want to stay out of his way, so I'll just stay right here. Slightly ahead of me at this point. This is, I saw my first big ship since going into Canada and coming out of Canada yesterday. I was on a lot of narrow waterways since May. May is when I was in New York City. That was the last time I was in a wide body of water, which would be the Hudson River. I did go up to Lake Champlain. I was in the Champlain Canal, which can't take boats that size. I was in Lake Champlain, which again doesn't get boats that size. I saw my first boat like this yesterday from the Marina. And I'm stressing my voice, which is really bad right now. He doesn't look full, so I'm thinking he's going to pick up more cargo somewhere, or maybe he's dropped something off. So I've passed the green marker. I need to be on the outside of this lighthouse, because if I go up ahead, you'll see there's a reef there. And although I might be able to squeeze through, I don't really need to, so what I'm going to do is go around that other marker. And by that time, by this time you should be able to see this ship, I'm thinking, in the front camera coming into view. You should be able to see the lighthouse for sure, and you might be able to see in the distance that other ship coming at us. If I zoom out enough, I should pick up that other ship on AIS. There it is. That's the Thunder Bay, and the Thunder Bay actually made a radio call a little while ago, and they are coming this way. So if I review that, I can see that they're 11 knots, they're bearing 160, and if we kept on the way we're keeping on, his nearest approach will be, to me, will be in 8 minutes. So that's actually pretty quick. Because we're both, I'm going towards him, he's going towards me, but I'm going to be turning around to starboard. So the reason I'm showing you all this, I'm going to zoom in, not out, is I want to show you the kind of information that you can get from the chart plotter and how it can help you maneuver around other traffic. In the United States, commercial vehicles are required to have AIS. So when you're in the inland waterways, for example, you will see every single tugboat that's on there pushing a barge. You'll see any, ships like this. There are not ships like this on the inland waterways. These ships are too big to get to the locks. But there are some pretty good-sized barges. And then I'm pretty sure that the Mississippi River can take boats like this. The Mississippi has extremely large locks. So now he's not turning that way. He might be turning this way, who knows? But I'm going to be turning this way too, and I'm going to start my turn now. I see his wake coming towards me, but it's not an issue yet. If it looks like it's going to be really big, I'll turn into it. interesting. I am not some super boater. I'm just a regular person. You know, I have a captain's license, but I'm still just a regular person in a regular boat. I have a lot of really good high-tech equipment that came with the boat. Highly recommend Ranger tugs because they come loaded like this, and they make you a more informed captain, a safer captain, and they help, you know, you keep your situational awareness. You always know where you are and where you're going. So I'm going to make my turn around this lighthouse. Zoom in so you can see the action on the chart. So that's the DeTour Reef Light. I'm actually going to get pretty close to it. Get some pictures of it too. I love the lighthouses. Oh, I've got so many pictures of lighthouses. I should make a video just showing those, like a slideshow. Keep an eye on that guy because he's definitely turning my way. I am a nut about these lighthouses. So I'm looking, I mean, I can see that he's turning my way, but if I bring the chart plotter out, you'll see that the little triangle that is that boat is also turned. And he's probably going to get on that recommended track, which is that dotted line right under his little triangle. And I'm going to stay way on the inside of that. In fact, I'm going to turn pretty hard to starboard. He will definitely pass me again. So we are at the top of Lake Huron. We are pretty much at the top of the mitten. If you think about the state of Michigan as being a mitten that sticks up into the Great Lakes, we are pretty much at the top. I've got Michigan on both sides of me. On this side, I can see it. This is the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is where I just left. And then on the other side, which I cannot see because it's so far away, would be the top of the mainland of Michigan. So I'm going to come way in. His wake has not reached me, which is kind of good, because now I'm going away from his wake. And I'm going way in. So I hope you found that interesting, and I'm going to turn off all the cameras now because frankly watching me cruise down a lake is pretty boring. It's boring for me too. I'll probably pick up some speed, and right now what I'm getting is the wind is out of the north, I'm going west, so I'm getting some small waves pushing against my beam, which is causing the boat to do a little of this. So my goal is going to be to get much closer to land, minimize that, and eventually end up at St Ignace. So maybe I'll get back to you when I'm there. Sounds good. Thanks for watching again, in case I don't come back. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, I'm back. I am just coming up on Mackinaw Island, which you will see off off my port side, that is Mackinac Island. I'll be taking a ferry there tomorrow. I've decided to save some money by not docking at that island. The rate is like 3 times what it is across the way, and the money I save can be spent on other stuff, like driving really fast today, which is costing me a lot of money in fuel. I've been doing about 13 knots most of the way. The water has calmed down considerably. It's been a very pleasant cruise, but with my sore throat and just the fact that I get fatigued so easily while I'm sick, I just want to get there. So anyway, I got Mackinac Island off to the side. I've got the Upper Peninsula straight ahead and also off to my starboard side, way off them now. And I'm going to St Ignace. So I've got right now on my chart plotter that you are looking at, I have a go-to set up for the north end of Mackinac Island. And then once I get to that, I can make another go-to to get me closer to the Marina. I think I'm about like 45 minutes out or 40 minutes out. Really not that far. Some things I wanted to point out other than Mackinac Island, which is pretty cool. There are boats, actually the boat that passed me early this morning, that boat and I pretty much ran parallel westbound in the north end of Lake Huron. That boat was on or near the recommended track. I was much further north. I had to make some maneuvers to not, hit shoals and whatnot. But it was good for me because it was really calm. With the wind coming from the north, you want to stay as close to the north as you can. But the wind must be down to next to nothing because it's really calm right now. So that's good. But anyway, that boat is going through the space between Mackinac Island and the island just south of it, which is the Straits of Mackinac, and then it'll be going under the bridge. I'm not sure if we're going to see the bridge today. I know we're going to see it when I leave this place and go under the bridge. So that'll be kind of cool. So other than that, nothing really going on. I passed a few boats. I had to maneuver around a few boats that I was on kind of collision courses with. I'm not the only one who uses heading hold or autopilot to just stay straight and go. So what happens is that if I'm staying straight and going and someone else is staying straight and going, we can get pretty close. So I usually am the one who just moves out of the way. But whatever, there's no pride. Who cares? So we've got that going as well. So I'm hoping tomorrow when I get to Mackinac on the ferry with my bicycle, I'm hoping to circumnavigate the island on my bicycle. Not sure how that's going to go, but we're going to try. And last time I was here, which was in 2021, there was some road work going on, so the rented bike I had, I couldn't get around the island like I wanted to. The island's pretty big, so it will be quite a ride to go all the way around. Mackinac Island, by the way, there are no cars on Mackinac Island. It's all horses and bicycles. Believe it or not, horses and bicycles. When you go to Mackinac Island, if you've ever been there or never been there, when you go, if you go, it's got 3 things, and you'll remember these 3 things. It's got fudge, it's got t-shirts, and it's got the overwhelming smell of horse shit. Horse shit doesn't smell nearly as bad as cow shit, but it's a smell that you get to know when you're on Mackinac Island. They do clean up, but you can't get away from the smell. There's just so many horses. So there's horses, there's horse-drawn carriages. The people who live there have horses that they use, or bicycles. So that's part of the whole Mackinac Island thing. There's hardly anything at all on this shore, but I am coming up to a very large house, which I gotta think is probably some kind of historic structure, and maybe I'll learn more about that tomorrow. There is another place you can get a ferry to Mackinac Island, and that's Mackinaw City, and that's how I reached it last time. I stayed overnight at Mackinaw City, took the ferry during the day, and then spent another night in Mackinaw City, and then got on my way. That's a long story. That's got to do with the trip I took with Captain Paul, which is all covered in my blog. I made an early departure from that trip because of a conflict with a crew member, not Captain Paul, the other one. And I decided I had enough. So I exited the boat in Alpena, Michigan. Not recommended. And then I managed to get up to Mackinaw City on a, believe it or not, a Greyhound bus. And I'm looking out now at this house, and I can see there must be a trail there because there's a bunch of people biking and running and just, doing outdoor stuff. So that's cool. That's why I wanted to get really close to the shore so I can actually see what was going on there. Very warm. I gotta open this up. I hope the sound is working well. So I'm almost to my go-to point. My other chart plotter has a new go-to point set up, but I'll set it up on this one just so you can see it. So I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to scroll over, pan over. The marina I want to go to is right here. I'm zooming in with my fingers, and I want to go right about here. So when I get to the point where I am now, the point where my flag is, and I can see that on my other chart plotter, and I can only show you one at a time. I will have it go to this new point. I just want to clear the tip of the island first, because it's slightly to port. Yeah, that's definitely an old historic building, because it's got a bunch of outbuildings. Probably a hotel or something. It's probably something I should know. I will look it up and put it in. A little further. There's a sailboat out in front of me. I don't think he's on AIS, but he might be. But I'm going to be doing a turn, and I think I'll do it right now. So I'm going to tap go to, and it's going to turn me pretty dramatically to port. And you see I'll just miss the tip of the island. Really close though. Maybe too close. If it gets too close, I can always steer away, but I think we're going to be fine. And now that other boat is off to my starboard side, no factor. Oh, coming into view now is the Mackinaw Bridge, and I'll be going under that bridge tomorrow. I wasn't sure if we were going to see it or not, but there it is. So I've got 3 miles to go to get to the marina. I'm going to arrive there in about 20 minutes. And I think I'll stop talking for a while to rest my voice and just keep moving on. Zoom back out, get the big picture. If I don't come back, thanks again for watching. If I do come back, well, I'll say more stuff. We'll see. I'm going to shut you off. Okay, so I'm about a mile out from the marina. I'm going to start slowing down. Right after I got around the tip of Mackinac Island, the water character changed with some swells. Nothing very bad. Let's see, I'll take it down to 2400 RPM, see what that gives us. Alright, right around there, down to 9 knots, which is still a little fast for approach, but got a little while to go. So what I'm going to do now is call the marina and tell them I'm coming in. I have my slip assignment and I know approximately where it is, but there's a chance they might have changed it. So I'm first going to make sure there's nobody around that I have to worry about. There is a ferry route that I'm crossing, so I want to make sure I don't see any ferry boats. I don't see anybody. There's a little boat over there, so that's okay. St Ignace Marina, St Ignace Marina. This is the motor bus. Do it now. Probably saying that wrong. Now Now there's a slight chance they're not listening. There's a slight chance that they're not at the radio, so they can't answer. So sometimes you don't get an answer right away. I'm 3/4 of a mile from my go-to point. So I'm really not that close yet. I'll try again in a few minutes. You can see how the water's really rocking the boat. One of the things about going faster is a lot of times I can avoid the rocking motion by just cutting right through it. Sometimes I can't. It really depends on how bad it is. This is not bad at all. The wider your boat is, the less it's affected by this side stuff. This boat's 10 feet wide, but I was on a Ranger Tug 27, an R27. That's only 8.5 feet wide. Boy, we felt every single thing. I'm very tired. I've been cruising for about not quite 4 hours, but because of this cold, I'm just, I wear out really quick. Okay, so a small boat. St Ignace Marina, St Ignace Marina, this is the motor vessel doing now. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear that. I'll try again in a few minutes. So they heard me, they're responding, but she's probably on a handheld, and it doesn't have the power to give me something I can hear. That's okay. So at this point, I usually turn off the go-to, so I go to standby. Not standby, go to heading hold, which is just tapping OK. Let's zoom in a little bit more. And that'll keep me pointed in the same direction. Still looking for that ferry. I don't know the schedule. Down to 2,200 RPM. You see I got about 8 knots now. Still pretty quick. Let's try one more time here. St Ignace Marina, St Ignace Marina. This is the motor vessel. Do it now.
This is St Ignace. Use switch channel 06.
06. Do it now. St Ignace Marina. This is Do It Now on 06.
This is St Ignace. Go ahead.
Okay, I've got a reservation for 2 nights. I believe I'm in slip F as in Frank 133.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I am single-handing, so it would be really great if you could have someone come out and catch my lines. If not, I can take care of it on my own.
Okay, we'll send somebody down.
Thank you. Okay.
Yep.
Standing by at 06. Do it now. Okay, so I am looking for the entrance to the marina. I think the lighthouse is there. I can't tell where it is. Okay, I'm going to standby, so I full control the steering, and I can't tell if the entrance is on this side or the other side. No, I think it's on this side. Yeah, okay. I'm so close to the ground I can't see over these breakwaters. And now I see the red marker and the green marker. I'm going to be between those, but I have to go around the turn. So I'm reducing speed. Once you get into the marina, you should be at no wake speed, which is generally under, around or under 5 knots, depends on your boat. There's no exact number. I like to approach at about 1500 RPM and then get down to 1200 or less once I'm inside the marina. You have to, if you're in rough conditions, you need to keep up enough speed that you have full control of the boat. These are not rough conditions. So I'm pretty sure I'm on the first dock closest to this breakwater. Sign say no wake zone. Drop this fender while I'm thinking about it. Alright, I'm gonna go around the corner here. So I'm now in forward idle speed. That usually gives me about 3.5 knots. It's definitely no wake. And I am going over here. Now, the reason I picked to slip all the way out here was because I'm going to be off the boat tomorrow, but my dogs are going to be on it. So I wanted them to be in a place where they're least likely to have people walking by all day long. So I reserved my spot all the way out here. That looks like the office over there. And I cannot remember if my slip, I want a starboard tie, and I cannot remember if I have to go forward or back. But hopefully I'll be able to figure that out. Oh, there they are. Okay, it looks like I am going to be backing in behind this giant boat. Oh boy. Oh, maybe I'm on the other side. Do I need to go past you? Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I need to go past them, so it's forwarded. They're just two girls chatting. Am I going past you or in front of you? Okay, I'm gonna back in. So I am going right there. So I need my thrusters on. Not much space there. Let's start to turn it. Oh, it's going to be a little bit tight. So I'm using the thrusters to turn me, and then I'm backing up a little bit. I'll get it in a sec. You can pull this black fender down if you want, though. Yeah. Well, yeah, or the line, whatever. Am I there? I can't tell.
We still got like 10 feet.
Oh, all right. Here we go. Should be close, huh? We can move it from here.
You can still go back.
We can just pull it back.
Okay.
All right. Stay there, guys. I'd like to just follow them. Okay. Well, that's it. We've arrived. And my dogs are already off the boat. And thank you for watching. I hope you found it interesting. Take care. Remember, subscribe, like, tell your friends, blah, blah, blah. Help support the site. And remember, do it now. Take care. Bye.